Pregame.com.
And welcome back, pregame.tv. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin. After a little hiatus, we're back here. 2015, first couple videos. Going to look at some NFL playoffs as we've got 4 great games on tap Saturday and Sunday, Dave.
And a rather large college football game. So we're talking about, because of the fact that this is the first true national championship game coming out of a playoff, plus you've got 4 games involving some very popular public teams in the NFL. The books in town are gearing up for what could be a record-breaking weekend. It could be that heavy. The college game, this college game will be the heaviest bet game in the history of Nevada. I'm quite sure of that.
Wow.
And then you add in some marquee matchups. Dallas, Green Bay, especially, is going to draw a phenomenal amount of action.
No doubt.
I mean, they're just going to be wall-to-wall at the sports books this weekend. Good weekend to be in business as a bookmaker, because they're easy numbers to make, and you're going to get a lot of 50-50 action as well. Where the bookmakers will have to guard against getting hurt is what they don't want is New England and Seattle to win by small numbers. Then they get hurt
on
the teasers,
right.
Yeah.
No doubt. Now, you know the Patriots as well as anybody. They start things off Saturday. They're at home against Baltimore, who's played them pretty tough in the postseason.
Well, they have.
But any feel on that one? I know you know the Patriots.
No, I mean, I'll tell you, I won't have anything big this weekend. That you will not see anything out there that says, huge game from Smokin' Dave Cokin, because these numbers are right on, in my opinion. Now, I do have one option that I'm going to talk about on the show today that I think is a good bet. We'll talk about that in a little bit. No, I thought they did a great job with the numbers. They're right on my numbers as well. So, what am I supposed to do? Just to flip a coin and make believe that I pretend, that I like something I don't. What I'll say about Baltimore, New England is it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Patriots look like they might have peaked a little too soon. Didn't play as well the last couple of weeks. I'm throwing out the Buffalo game because they didn't care about that.
Right.
The Jets game was not a good performance.
But the Jets always play them tough.
Well, I know, but
crazy.
I know. It's Geno Smith, and you're supposed to beat them. And the Ravens aren't going to be afraid. The flip side of that is Gronkowski could have if you're doing the fantasy stuff, and believe me, I'm no fantasy football expert, but Gronkowski could have a big day against that Baltimore secondary.
How big is it for them to pick up LeGarrette Blount just to have him in the backfield as well?
Well, if it's 3rd and 2, you're probably going to be 1st and 10. It gives them a really solid run option, and he's a good blocker too. So, Blount can still play the game.
Yeah, and that's the problem with some of these teams that run everything from the shotgun. When it is 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, they have trouble.
That's right. Now, it's going to be a fun weekend. I can't wait to, my thing this weekend is going to be get as much deli as I can in the house and plunk myself down. No, hell no. I'm going to be right in front. I get the 2 TVs set up, so I'll have some basketball on at the same time, and I'm just going to enjoy the action. It should be a lot of fun. I am not one who has to bet to enjoy the action. It obviously enhances it when I do.
Right. And the in-running wagering helps out too.
Yeah, it does. Although, to be honest with you, I don't do much of that because I don't want to get obsessed. It probably cost me a few bucks, but, that's okay.
There you go. On the Monday Night Championship game, one feel, or is that line right?
No, I'll tell you exactly what I've got here. My rankings, which are based on a variety of things. I've said this for how long now? I've been much higher. I was much higher on Ohio State than most. Well, yeah, I didn't care about the Virginia Tech game. They had a bad game. So what? Ohio State was already in my top 4 before the Wisconsin game. Okay. So I have them as my number 1 team right now, and Oregon number 2. But it's funny how these things, when you match them up, strength versus weakness, weakness versus strength, et cetera, because I do player matchups. I come up with Oregon as the favorite in the game by 7. Okay, I think the matchup does favor Oregon. The flip side of that is Urban Meyer as a dog with time to prepare. I don't really want to go against that. So I've got the rankings on one side, the number slightly on the other side. Gut feeling, Oregon. But that's all it is a gut feeling.
There you go. And we know the coaching advantage, definitely. Urban Meyer, no doubt about it. Had Doug Plank on the show last night. He went to the Ohio State University.
Yes, he did.
3 straight
Former
Rose Bowls.
longtime Bear.
And, of course, played for Woody Hayes and the Columbus crowd thinking, okay, we got our new Woody Hayes type guy in Urban Meyer.
Yeah, he's not going to punch any opposing players as Woody Hayes did and lose his job because of that. What was it Clemens from Duke? From Clemson.
Clemson.
It was a guy from Clemson. Charlie Bowman, was it?
Good call. Wow, that's good stuff. I know we're better probably at the older stuff than we are at the the stuff that happened yesterday.
proud of myself. I haven't forgotten everything.
There you go.
Mike. Ken. Anyway, I think it's going to be a great game, and I would exercise extreme caution trying to beat Urban Meyer. That's all I can say. The guy's a great coach.
All right, now Saturday, couple NFL games. You're looking at the second game, Carolina at Seattle, but you're not looking at the game, side, or total. You're going to look at a first half play. Dave Cokin, this is your free play. Let's make it official.
You know, the Legion of Boom is back. Seattle did not play well early, and here we go, people dismissing him. Well, no repeat champion. Yeah, you got to learn September and October don't mean a whole hell of a lot. Just don't play yourself out of contention. And Seattle got it together, and they're playing the best football in the league going into the playoffs. They're facing a team that is lucky to be in the playoffs. Obviously, they were, a sub-500 team in the regular season. They got hot a little bit toward the end of the year, and I'm only saying a little bit because a couple of those wins against crap teams, they barely won them. They really didn't play that well last weekend. I mean, if you want to look at the stats and say, well, they dominated Arizona. They also made mistakes in the game. And if the Cardinals had even a slight upgrade at quarterback, they might have won the football game. Unfortunately for Carolina, they had Ryan Lindley out there. And, Ryan Lindley right now is 5th on the Ohio State depth chart. It's just, wow. Here's the thing on this game. I don't think Carolina can hang in for 60 minutes with Seattle because this defense wears you down. They're really physical. And the other aspect is that Pete Carroll is not a merciful coach, okay, which I like. I like coaches who coach for 60 minutes, which is what Carroll does. This isn't junior high school. It's professional sports. Play the whole the whole game, all right? It just drives me nuts when I see this in sports where teams just take the pedal off the metal and all of a sudden, here comes the other team back into the game. Play the whole bleeping game. Carroll does that. So it's very tough to avoid sometimes if you're behind against this team from falling further behind, and thus you get a blowout. I think Carolina is going to hang in this game early, though. Seattle gets stronger as the game goes on. They're not always the fastest team out of the gate. The Panthers have nothing to lose here, and I think they're going to come out and open the playbook and try and catch the Seahawks with a couple of surprise plays early. If they can do that, they're going to be in this game early. So first quarter, first half, I think you're better options here. Plus, you get more points anyway. The line's, 11 or so in the game? You're looking at getting 7 in the first half with the underdog here. I think that's the way to go here. The best value in this game, Carolina Panthers +7 first half.
Are you surprised that Arizona never went to Logan Thomas with Lindley?
I blogged on this. Now, I want to make this clear. I don't think Logan Thomas is any good. I don't think he can play in the NFL. I had him, like my 20th ranked quarterback coming out of college last year, something in that area. In other words, a guy who should not be drafted and is probably not capable of playing in the NFL. But what do you got to lose?
Exactly.
You're still in the game. And Lindley, the team doesn't have any confidence in him. Lindley has got the deer in the headlights look. He can't move. He doesn't have a big arm. What the hell? Put Thomas in. Logan Thomas's stepdad, his last name's Terrazana. I can't remember his first name. But you can follow him on Twitter at Terrazana Cigars. He's tweeting, they're not coming back with this kid, give my guy a shot. And I think he should have. I thought Bruce Arians, I can't say he blew the game because I doubt they would have come back with Thomas in the field, but give it a shot. It's the last game of the year. You're not going to win with Ryan Lindley. Take a chance.
No doubt about it. Now, Seattle also struggled in that last home finale against the Rams. We know the Rams' defense is solid. The Rams' offense struggles, but Seattle's offense really struggled mightily as well. And it wasn't like they didn't need the game. They needed it to secure home field advantage.
Yeah, and look, that's the thing. If you've got a good defense, you can contain Seattle at least for a while. And I think that'll happen here. The Panthers have a reasonably good defense. It's tough to tell off last week because they played nobody. But they've played well down the stretch, well enough. And, again, they've got no pressure on them at all. Nobody's giving them a chance here, and that's when teams can often be dangerous.
Got the backfield back now. D'Angelo Williams back, Tolbert back. Stewart's remained healthy the last half of the year. Benjamin stepped up, and we know Olsen's his usual steady self. Yeah. So there are some weapons, and Cam has taken off and run a lot more down the stretch.
And I think he might need to do some of that here, although the Seahawks are not stupid, and they will spy him and I think prevent him from getting anything damaging against them. So I wouldn't look for Cam Newton to get a lot of rushing yards in this game. All
right, there it is. Dave Cokin giving you a Saturday play. I'm going to come back, give you a Sunday play. Ken Thomson, Dave Cokin, pregame.tv. We know we won.